another random encounter. Dragon again. Huh? I saw that frame. Flesh of true believers, especially delicious. What a pity they have to be so rare, even among the Crusaders. I'm surprised we hit so often with an AC of 36. Attacks. Attack result natural 20. Okay. Troublesome prey. You're hardly worth it. I'll kill you another time. Not if we kill you first. When you have a little more meat on your bones. Ooh. Let's see if she surprises us once more before Grimwood. Let's have a look.
Here we go.
Let's take a look around and find a suitable place for an ambush. Alright, Greybor. I'm just happy the music is back. This is the place. Let's set up an ambush here. Quick save. Just in case. Greybor meticulously scans the surrounding area and appears pleased with the results. The talon-like hooks of several collapsible spikes protrude from his pack. The dwarf produces a small, tightly weapon bundle from his pocket, and his pungent smell fills your nostrils. Come over here. This is where we set up an ambush for the dragon. Let's light as many fires as we can, so she thinks there's a whole caravan staying here overnight. You can be sure she won't resist such easy prey.
Oh, I do know there are so many mean dragons around. Some of them even eat the small nice ones. Or so I heard. Anyway, I will fight like a beast, and I even growl like one too. This wicked old dragon won't eat me.
Aibu, commenting everything.
How exactly do you plan to lure the dragon here?
We will act like a group of careless foragers, ordinary hunters looking for wild game to provision the Crusader army. Let's go out hunting, and then we'll hang the carcasses up on hooks to clean and gut them out. When the dragon catches the scent of blood and sees the fires, she'll think we're inexperienced nobodies. After all, no skilled hunting party would draw so much attention to themselves. Easy prey, you see? Then, when she swoops down upon us, we'll pounce on her instead. What exactly is that stench I can smell from your weapons? It's frog eye, some herb from Magnimar, used as seasoning by Varistans. I'm not sure they can even eat anything without it. The heat of the fire will cause the smell to rise up in the air, where the wind will carry it far and wide. The dragon will surely catch our scent and take interest. Dragons have a heightened sense of smell, and their sense of taste is even more discerning. The beast won't be able to resist the chance to try some strange new kind of meat. He's really an experienced monster hunter.
Ah, that's awful. I don't want to hear any more stories about dragon eating people. It's sad and wrong.
Alright, so let's get started. The dwarf nods his approval. He's calm and composed as he readies himself for battle, but his eyes shine with excitement. This is going to be a fine ambush. I can see her, Commander. Get ready to fight. Sound the alarm. Breath weapon. Come here, dragon. L25. Okay, so let's just boost ourselves. Because I think if we can hit it, and I think that's the main problem with the high AC, it could be an easy fight. Let's try everything we can do to improve our chances to hit. Not cleanse. Burst of Glory.
Ask nicely.
So wanna haste us as usual. Really use her special senses. Greybor doesn't really know any skills. I think Greybor just attacks. That's his special skill. Let's have another look.
Why doesn't anyone here believe it?
Let's just turn Woljif invisible, because I think that's also nice. And let's just bless on top of that.
Restless.
Yeah, I think then we are prepared. Bless. Alright.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Go, Ivu.
Can we retreat already?
Try to pierce through the scales. If the wound is deep enough, we'll be able to track the trail of blood.
Bam!
Okay. Law of Arrow. Stabby stab.
Distract them for me.
Let's try to hold her. Will plus 23. Nah, we can forget that. Any enchantments? No. Let's just attack with Logan. You stab, you shoot, you bonk. You will regret this. I will remember you and we will meet again. Promise. Well done. The wound is so deep, so she'll lose a lot of blood. After her. Onwards. Poor Ivu. I think it might be hard for a small dragon to be like hunting and killing and talking about how to kill a giant dragon. Guess that would be awkward. The ground is covered in fresh dragon blood and deep claw marks. The winged silhouette soars high up into the night sky and heads east, doubtless toward her lair. The assassin gives the commander a thumbs up and throws his back over his shoulder. The ambush was a success. Serious loss of blood, though not fatal, caused the dragon's heart to compensate by contracting more rapidly in order to oxygenate the muscles. What a weird way to say that. This makes it more difficult for her to breathe and weakens her wing capacity. The lack of oxygen then leads to convulsive seizures that force the dragon to descend for short rests. It takes her the entire night to travel the distance she could normally cover in a few hours. She's slow. Where's her lair? Crimson dust. I thought she's bleeding, so we know where she went. She headed east. Winter Sun, Bloody Trail. Oh, that's very close to Resin. Look at that. So let's do that. I think it's always a bit more interesting and easier to follow if I just try to keep a bit with the quest and not be like, oh, we could go there and we could go there. So that's what I'm gonna do, or try to do. We're exhausted, so let's rest. I bet you've learned a ton of songs already, huh? Or whatever Desna likes folks to do. Give us a song, will ya? I mean, I'm still not comfortable singing on demand like that. Oh. Let's sing together. And I think we're now starting to become corrupted. Who are you? Some crusading management. That's our main army. Come on. Flee. Let them flee. Let them flee. So many options. Okay, let's see if we can do something for the crusade management. We studied the Sword of Valor. But it doesn't give any results, unfortunately. Just like, yeah, you did it. We have a report that Koromazala's army was undone. in our midst. Spies of the Abyss have attempted to infiltrate Resin to find out the commander's plans. It was only by chance that they were stopped. The officers have suggested an increase to security in anticipation of new attempts by the demons. Could recruit some Inquisitors. Can unlock the Senior Comrades Decree, which gives leadership experience points and increases the morale. The morale is high, so we don't need that. Or we can go for much more leadership and a little penalty to military experience. I think we take that. The soldiers must always remain vigilant. If one of them is a traitor, everyone is guilty. The officers now harshly punish entire units when traitors have been discovered, and the warriors now try to identify enemy agents by themselves. This environment of total whistleblowing helps security, but undermines the sense of camaraderie between soldiers. The fate of the phylactery of Sivanius the Rotten. We can either place it into a ring or do scythe. Because no one uses scythes, let's place it into a ring. Anything else we can do? Relics of Delamere. Pilgrims will arrive to honor the holy relic. 12 clerics and 20 rangers will be recruited at the commander's headquarters. Okay. And let's strengthen the diplomatic connections. Alright. Go to the bloody trail. Dark splotches of dried blood are visible on the ground. Its foul, pungent scent awakens the predatory instinct of the hunt. Everything nearby is splattered in blood, as if a battle took place here, or someone slaughtered a herd of goats. Yet, this blood belongs to neither human nor goat. Its sulphurous odor indicates that this is the blood of a rare fire-breathing dragon. Injured and exhausted, the fleeing dragon stopped here to rest. The commander decides to personally examine the trail to impress the assassin. Having examined the blood, the commander points confidently to the south. The dragon's lair is hidden somewhere among the mountain gorges. The dwarf, who has been watching him, nods in approval. He seems impressed by the commander's tracking skills. Etesian's tower has been revealed. There. I wonder why it still says track down the dragon. The commander and his followers are traversing the mountains, trying to track down the female woundworm that has lately been wreaking havoc around Dresden. The dwarf leading the party approaches the edge of the cliff and points down to the ruins of the tower built upon the rock 300 foot below. Its very existence raises a number of questions. Who would dare to build a tower here, so close to the demons? Why were they erected here, at the bottom of a canyon? An expert analysis of the tower structure provides the answers. Numerous features in its design indicate that the building dates back to the golden age of the Aslanti Empire. It is several times older than the World Wound, and was originally constructed on top of a mountain, before the cataclysm changed everything. The tectonic plates shifted, causing the tower to sink to the bottom of a newly formed canyon, and the mountain rose up around it like the jaws of a predator, ready to snap shut and bury it beneath the rock forever. The ancient ruins have been abandoned for ages, barely visible amidst the steep cliffs. The tower would have remained hidden, had the commander's party not discovered it by following the trail of blood. The dwarf signals that it is time to descend. The open path leading to the tower soon splits into two directions. On the left is a rocky ledge, dangerously narrow and visibly unstable. On the right is a broad path, covered in overgrown brambles and thickets. There are many poisonous plants in these mountains, some of which are so dangerous that merely touching them can lead to numerous adverse reactions. These include, but are not limited to, it sounds like the description when you buy some prescription drugs or something. These include, but are not limited to, migraines, disorientation, vomiting, hearing and vision loss, paralysis, and even death. The commander assesses the risk and chooses a steep and dangerous path to the left. The commander decides to take the path to the left, which descends steeply down at a dangerous angle. The loose stones along the ledge are treacherous and unstable, and one wrong step could cause a rock slide. This is a task for either a person of outstanding acrobatic talent, or someone attentive and cautious. Whoever leads the way will take on a great risk. The commander. Oh, I can choose a character for that. I think if Logan is quite confident, so he would do it himself. Since his most careful and intelligent companion to lead the way. Oh wait, that's us. He's not arrogant, just very confident. Statistics show that the mountains often prove to be more cunning and cruel than those who seek to conquer them. Even places that seem harmless may in fact prove highly dangerous. However, Logan Aldori does not make a single mistake as he skillfully navigates the most dangerous sections of the path. His allies watch carefully, mirroring his every move, and the party arrives at their destination safely. I really love those images and small artworks we get on the side of the book. Really cool. The path comes to an abrupt end. A recent rock slide has destroyed this section of the trail, leaving behind only a few footholds for those brave enough to attempt the crossing. The commander's allies hastily tie themselves together with rope, hoping to prevent a fall if anyone loses their footing. The dwarf silently indicates his mountaineering equipment. If they choose to climb down the mountain cliff, they will be able to get back onto the path and avoid the dangers ahead. The commander. Well, interestingly, my most athletic and my most mobile character is both Ulbrig, and he's way more athletic. Orders the strongest of his companions to lead the party's descent down the sheer cliff. Let's take Ulbrig. Plus 38, it's insane. Assisted by their training and combat experience, the party climbs down slowly and steadily. Ulbrig does not panic or make a single mistake as he skillfully leads his followers through the treacherous terrain. Eventually, they reach a secure rock edge. With a cry of warning, the dwarf points to the sky. Giant birds of prey circle ominously overhead. Their beak morphology indicates their carnivorous nature. Their large size suggests they consider those climbing down the cliff to be prospective prey. It is common for them to fling their quarry against the cliffs and then feed on the carcasses. With ear-piercing shrieks, they swoop into formation and dive down to attack. The commander gives the order to deal with the leader of the flock at all costs. Suspended over the chasm, Ulbrig meets the leader of the flock with a decisive blow. With screeching and splashing of blood, the leader plummets. The rest of the flock fly away in fear, not wanting to share his fate. The party overcomes every obstacle and finally descends to the ruined tower. The mountain has been conquered and no one has fallen victim to its treachery. Now they secretly approach the unsuspecting dragon, stealthily making their way through the surrounding rocks. After leading them to the tower, the dwarf gives his newfound allies a nod of respect and signals for caution. Let's kill that dragon. See? The quest. Kill the dragon. That seems very dangerous. Is that the storyteller? He looks similar. The cloaks look similar. Let's try to get as close as we can to the dragon without making any noise. Then we'll take it by surprise. Greybor whispers approvingly. We've crept onto the toothy old lizard without her noticing us. It's a pleasure to work with real professionals. Let's get a little closer so we can attack when she least expects it. Dragon looms over an old elf, her vicious teeth bared in an angry snarl. You recognize his face. He is called the Storyteller. I know you're in league with those little parasites who wounded me. They sent you to spy on me. They thought I wouldn't crave the crunch of your old bones. Ha! They were wrong. I've always had a special liking for the taste of elven flesh. But I do love to play with my food. What can you offer me in exchange for your pathetic life? Perhaps I won't kill you if you manage to impress me. The storyteller's pale as a ghost, but he stands strong and doesn't lose his nerve, though his voice trembles slightly as he speaks. Stories are all I have, but some of them are priceless, more valuable than any treasure. This I can offer you in payment. Don't want him to be hurt. I mean, if we are good at stealth, let's ask Greybor. Greybor, what do you think we should do? The dwarf looks at you excitedly. Let's wait for the right moment to attack. This old man is distracting the monster, and we can use it to our advantage. He's one tough old fellow. Anyone else would have been shifting bricks by now. Maybe it's because he's blind. He just can't see the intimidating size of her teeth.
Your teeth are really huge. I want big teeth too. But when I grow up and become a big scary dragon, I will have all the poor old people instead of eating them.
Amy makes a noticeable effort to lower her voice. She seems to enjoy this game of hide and seek. Alright, let's try to be sneaky. We stay quiet and wait for the right moment to attack. I have a peculiar item on me. Its previous owner was quite sinister, so I think you'll appreciate this story. The storyteller produces a small bundle from his bag and opens it to reveal a golden signet ring. As he holds it up in his shaking hands, the old man's voice suddenly changes. His tone grows shrill and angry, taking on an exaggerated quality, as if doing a mocking imitation of someone else.
Everything in this throne room is so cheap and vulgar. Shaman Aldori knows nothing about luxury. Another sorry provincial excuse for an aristocrat. And yet I still must bow my head and smile politely at these sword-wielding half-wits. These poor souls have known anything more luxurious in their lives than this rural parody of a palace. I must convince them that I am at their mercy. Soon they will all beg for my mercy, but I see that they are given none. Or my name isn't Tertutio.
Interesting. I mean, Aldori, we know, of course, it's our last name, and Jana Aldori, I think, was the friend of Seelah we also met.
And look at these foolish idiots who want to become a baron. What a pairers of lutes. A whining, bumbling boor, more beard than face, who drones on and on. An insolent, unwashed wench carrying around a dull gardening tool as her weapon of choice. An undead sadist, carrying an endless amount of emotional baggage from her childhood. She's actually alright, to be fair. But it's for the infuriating halfling who never shuts up.
But Tertutio doesn't ring any bell with me.
How I long to take that little journal of hers and shove it into her blabbering mouth so she'd choke on it and be quiet. A worthless creature who clings like a limpet to someone far more important. My greatest rival, a dark horse. Well, consider this entire performance dedicated to you.
The old elf is out of breath, and his diminishing voice becomes harder to discern. We could be chaotic and just leave our corner, but we continue to wait for the right moment.
This night will be long and bloody. The mercenaries will storm the palace and kill this useless rebel, hopefully starting with all my rivals. But they won't touch me, for I possess a token of immunity, a ring with King Everoveti's personal coat of arms. After all, it is I who must lead the expedition into the Stolen Lands, not for stupid titles or glory, oh no. Ha! Imagine becoming the full Germani's bootlicker until the end of your life. No, my precious witless little soldiers will procure something a lot more valuable than a barony in the middle of nowhere. Something precious is hidden in the Stolen Lands, a wooden sword created by someone who was truly powerful. Nothing like the pathetic scraps of metal worn by the pompous Aldori simpletons. No, it is a true instrument of fate. It is a pity I don't know how to use it myself, but King Aroveti will pay me an obscene amount of money for it. Fortunate enough for an eternity of endless debauchery. Not to mention the little bonus he'll give me for Germani's venture collapsing like a house of cards. Merely a trifle, really. Barely buys you a palace in Absalom. And then? By the way, Stolen Lands. What I know is the first one, Pathfinder Kingmaker, placed in the Stolen Lands. And I'm not sure if that's a huge reference to that game. I could guess so, it sounds like that. But since I haven't played that game, don't spoil me for it, of course. Maybe I will play it after this one, if you like. Oh, Calistria, the stingpot with a sword has started flapping her jaws again. Why can't you just shut up? Heaveners are worse than kobolds. Be careful now, Tertutio. Don't let anything slip around Jamandi. Hope this loudmouth gets stabbed tonight.
Storyteller's voice grows louder and sharper. It's not like you're being kept prisoner. You don't want to wait. You always return to the mountains or whatever other place you crawled out from. I especially advise you to do so if you don't know who the Aldori Swordlords are. The dragon keeps quiet. Finally she speaks, her voice loud and demanding. How interesting. What happened next? Greybor tenses, ready to spring. He wastes no words. She's thinking. She's distracted. Attack now.